Alright, I'm here today with my friend Colin Reed. And Colin, you and I are going to talk a little bit about art.
Art.
What's your favorite form of artistic expression?
I think the type of art that I like the most and the one that I am the most involved in is music.
Music.
Yes.
Just pretty much, that's my favorite as well. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what kind of music you like and everything?
Well, I would say I have a pretty eclectic music taste, but I guess the theme that ties it all together is that they could all be called a jam band of some sort. I really like bluegrass, I really like just rock and roll music, I really like electronic music. I like all kinds of music, but I guess that, like I said, the theme that ties them all together is that they have a very serious focus on the live experience, the experience of a concert as opposed to recorded music in a studio, and they all have some sort of extended improvisational style.
So, can you expand on that earlier? You said jam band. What exactly is a jam band?
I mean, a jam band, as the name implies, is a band that jams. That is, a band that in a live setting in front of an audience can take a piece of pre-recorded music or a piece of pre-composed music, as it were, and extend it, play more things, just make up different sections to the song on the spot, or the different musicians can improvise solos on their respective instruments over the same basic structure that was involved in the pre-composed piece of music, but created there on stage.
So it's very jazz influenced, would you say?
I think I would say the beginning of improvisational music, in this country at least, was jazz, and the musicians that would just sit in jazz parlors and around the collection of jazz standards that everyone could relate to, create their own music there on the spot.
I like it. I like it. So, what are some of your favorite jam bands out there that people may recognize?
Um, I would guess the one that I have spent the most time seeing concerts of and listening to recordings of is Widespread Panic. They're pretty well known, pretty big name. I also, though I've never seen them because I was a little too young, I really like the Grateful Dead as well. Most people recognize that name. And these days I'm also listening to a lot of bluegrass, so I like Yonder Mountain String Band, Cornmeal, older bluegrass guys like David Grisman and Tony Rice, and Bela Fleck and Sam Bush.
Very cool. Yeah, I like it a lot. So, to someone that's not familiar with the style of jam bands, how would you recommend them go about listening to some new kind of music?
It's somewhat, I would say, listening to jam bands as opposed to listening to perhaps popular music on the radio or country music or some other style, is that it's a kind of a different way of approaching the music, and you have to understand that you're going to be listening to a lot of different ways to hear the same song, a lot of different tweaked versions, improvisational sections that maybe extend longer in some shows than in others, and you have to approach the music as listening to music and expecting to hear something new every time, although it may be the same band. So many times if you're used to listening to popular music on the radio, or country music, or classic rock and roll music, you're going to be hearing the same song played the same way from the same recording every time. And what people get used to is that continuity, knowing every word, knowing what it's going to sound like, and liking that. And you have to approach it from a point of view of, I may hear songs I've never heard, I may hear the same song played in a way I've never heard, or interpreted in a way I've never imagined. And you have to be open to that experience.
I like it a lot. Well, Colin, I want to thank you very much for your time. I hope that everyone out there that gets to experience this video learns a lot about music and maybe broadens their horizons.
Thank you, Stu.